Welcome to the first of the Heartscape video presentations. This is the first of what will be a number of contributions on topics relevant to the state of the world today, to the changes that are taking place, and to ways in which we can help each other to deal with our lives in a time of transition. Whether you accept or not the notion of transition, there's plenty of evidence that there is a lot of historic change moving at the moment. Time will tell the scale of what we're involved in at present, but it certainly creates the opportunity for redesigning a lot of our world and our societies. And keeping that thought in mind and walking with hope in our hearts, we have the best opportunity of dealing most effectively with the experiences that we face. I have the pleasure of bringing these words to you from Iceland, the beautiful and intriguing island in the North Atlantic Ocean. This island, perhaps more than anywhere else, has been presented very rapidly with the effects of economic change, which in time will have its effect socially and already has had its effect politically here in producing a change of government in the last fortnight, as I speak, in early February 2009, and the election of the first female Prime Minister in Iceland's history, which incidentally is a very long one. Collectively, we are still feeling the beginnings of the fallout of what has been called the economic crisis, resulting from a certain extravagance in borrowing and spending over the last number of years, right throughout the world, and in particular in the Western world. And there is no shortage of learning experience on the horizon. But then again, life on Earth has always been about learning experiences, seeking out the new, the next step, the next evolutionary step, and gently moving into it as we learn and change. In that respect, this time is no different. So above all, it is a time of opportunity. So I've come to Iceland to see at first hand the effects of the economic crisis here, and in particular to learn from what has happened, to understand it, and to see how the lessons that may be learned from here can be applied in other places where I live, where you live, in other places in the world that have been affected or will be affected by difficulties in the years ahead. On the face of it, you could be forgiven for thinking that all is quite normal here in Iceland, and people are going about their daily activities in a way that you would normally expect them to go, and bringing the children on the school runs and doing the shopping and the like. Although there are signs that are visible at fairly short notice. For example, in almost all of the shops in Reykjavik, there are sales right now into the heading towards the middle of February. Many of them 50% sales. So the impression is there very clearly and very obviously that people have stopped buying retail, at least in the shops here. Further material on the site will go into these aspects in more detail, but suffice it to say at present that although things might appear reasonably well on the surface, there is an atmosphere in this country at present of deep gloom. And there's a feeling that all is not right. There is a feeling that some tragedy has already occurred and that there is not language to speak about it properly. That it has been broached, but it has not yet been addressed fully or properly. This little piece is very much by way of introduction and includes having the technical aspects of the site in place, and I look forward to having a great number of valuable contributions brought to interested people through this website in the months and in the time ahead. Thank you.